Welcome. The purpose of this video is to provide faculty, staff, students, and community partners an overview of the new Teaching Performance Expectations for the California Preliminary Education Specialist Mild Moderate Support Needs Credential. The teaching performance expectations comprise the body of knowledge, skills, and abilities that all beginning teachers learn in approved teacher preparation programs in California. The California Commission on Teacher Credentialing has developed a set of common or universal TPEs that are met by both general education and special education teachers. These universal TPEs establish a common foundation for all teachers based on the concept that all teachers are teachers of all students, that all students are general education students first, and that all students need intervention at different points in their academic career. The TPEs are directly and purposely aligned to the California Standards for the Teaching Profession, the CSTPs. The CSTPs guide California's teacher induction programs and ongoing teacher development. The TPEs are organized by the 6 CSTP domains. Beginning teachers must meet these requirements prior to being recommended for a preliminary teaching credential in California. TPEs guide teacher preparation program development and measure candidate competency through the Teaching Performance Assessment, CAL-TPA. The CAL-TPA is structured around 2 full instructional cycles based on the pedagogical sequence of plan, teach and assess, reflect, and apply. Each cycle is conducted within a school placement. The complete sequence is addressed by each instructional cycle, with candidates providing evidence of instructional practice for each step. In 2018, the Commission adopted a revised credential structure for the Education Specialist Teaching Credentials. The new credential structure includes 5 preliminary teaching credentials: mild to moderate support needs, extensive support needs, visual impairments, deaf and hard of hearing, and early childhood special education. The new EDSP structure and TPEs will take effect in preparation programs summer and fall 2022. In addition to the new TPEs, candidates seeking the mild moderate support needs or extensive support needs credentials must also demonstrate proficiency in the universal TPEs. Included in the structural changes was the introduction of the EDSP Teaching Performance Assessment. In 2018, the Commission determined that every teacher candidate should take and pass a teaching performance assessment prior to earning their preliminary teaching credential. Therefore, EDSP candidates must demonstrate their knowledge of the TPEs by successfully completing coursework, engaging in clinical practice, and passing a teaching performance assessment based on the TPEs. The next 6 slides provide an overview to the elements that are comprised within the new EDSP TPEs. TPE 1, engaging and supporting all students in learning. This TPE is comprised of 7 elements that include collaboration with families and support providers, developing and implementing IEPs including goals for language development, monitoring student progress, and supporting students' psychosocial development. TPE 2, creating and maintaining effective environments for student learning. This TPE is comprised of 11 elements, including developing accommodations and modifications, utilizing assistive technology, considering mobility limitations and organizing classroom environments that are barrier-free, collaborating with families and related service personnel to optimize developmentally appropriate learning in the least restrictive environment, supporting the behavior, social, emotional, trauma, and/or mental health needs of students, understanding the communicative intent of behavior, identifying if behavior is a manifestation of disability, and addressing the needs of peers and families of students who have sustained a traumatic brain injury. TPE 3, Understanding and Organizing Subject Matter for Student Learning. This TPE is comprised of 3 elements that include knowing the risk conditions as well as resilience and protective factors of various disabilities, facilitating access to the least restrictive environment, adapting, modifying, accommodating, and/or differentiating learning, and employing best practices for effective instruction. TPE 4, Planning Instruction and Designing Learning Experiences for All Students. This TPE is comprised of 7 elements that include using assistive technology, evidence-based instructional practices and a variety of pedagogical approaches, creating short and long-term goals, adjusting instruction for students with open or closed head injuries, and coordinating, collaborating, co-teaching, and communicating with families and other service providers to support inclusion, progress, and success. TPE 5, Assessing Student Learning. This TPE is comprised of 6 elements that focus on proper administration, documentation, and appropriate use of assessments and assessment data, appropriate use of accommodations and/or assistive technology during an assessment, understanding special education law, the IEP meeting process, and knowledge of misidentification due to cultural, ethnic, gender, or linguistic differences. TPE 6, Developing as a Professional Educator. This TPE is comprised of 6 elements which include effective communication and collaboration with parents and other service providers, including paraprofessionals, understanding conflict resolution techniques, knowing federal, state, and local policies as well as the historical and contemporary issues of treatment and education for persons with disabilities, and recognizing the unique experiences and challenges faced by individuals and families of students who are chronically ill or have a traumatic brain injury. The next 3 slides illustrate how the TPEs are integrated into the Concordia University Irvine Teacher Credential Program. The traditional program is divided into 3 semesters: Block 1, Block 2, and Block 3. In Block 1, students take 6 courses alongside their multiple subject, single subject peers. The Universal and EDSP TPEs are integrated into each course, and all credential candidates are introduced to and practice both sets of expectations. In Block 2, all candidates have the opportunity to learn pedagogical skills specific to their credential type. EDSP candidates and multiple subject candidates come together to learn about literacy development and the teacher performance assessment. For EDSP candidates, student teaching consists of 1 16-week or 2 8-week placements. Candidates gain experience with a range of mild-moderate support need disabilities and have a variety of experiences in planning and delivering instruction. Also, they collaborate with parents and other service provider personnel. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the new EDSP TPEs. If you have any questions about this presentation, feel free to contact me at the email address listed on the screen.